There, this is SWGOH coming from the SWGOH Twitch channel you may have possibly seen or heard of. You are listening currently to the Escape Pod cast. This show is recorded in front of a live Twitch audience.
Hey, wait. Give me that. No, I'll tell you what, you're gonna sit there, you're gonna subscribe, and listen to these two young men, cause they're menches. All right, now take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
Omega has arrived. Is she really all that she's cracked up to be?
And with her arrival, an old friend gets booted from requirements?
CG is teasing changes coming to Conquest.
Could our ideas we threw at Crumb a month ago have any effect?
We will review some of our ideas and maybe come up with some new ones.
And we'll also discuss some of the bug fixes that we got.
Paul, you found our special guest this week. Want to give us a teaser?
Sure. We are going to be talking to a streamer that I have dubbed the Liger King for a very factual reason.
The what now?
You know that show, Tiger King? Well, this, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes creator, he actually has a tie to him. I'm sure we're going to get into it.
And a new episode of Helly and the Noob hits the airwaves this week. I know some have been anxiously waiting for.
And of course, Patreon's Choice on the Bridge. We got some good questions already. I can't wait to see what comes in during the show this week.
All this and the breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my hetero partner, Paul. Paul, how are you today?
I'm doing all right, Neil. Before we begin, I have to make an apology. I want to make a public apology to Mr. Bojangles. I was a little cranky on Sunday night. There had been somebody trolling me, and I got a little snippy at somebody, and I thought it was the person who was trolling me before, but no, it was Mr. Bojangles. I publicly apologize to Mr. Bojangles. If anybody thought that I was mad at him, I am not. So there you go. I'm being told I have Force Ghost camera going on. Okay, I'll try and check that out.
You might just need to polish the lens.
Yep. But we also have Pixel 0111 and Maccabeus, who followed us. Cascade Fallen has resubscribed. Geek Girl gave out a subscription to Joe Lemmy. That means we're one thing away from a hype train right now, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so I'm doing well, Neil. How are you, sir?
Oh, so much better. So much happier. They fixed GAC, so yeah, I'm as as happy as a pig in what pigs kind of
flop.
So yeah, I'm really really happy. I know I can see what I have and have not used, and when I'm in battle, I can see what the gear level is of the character that I'm attacking. So yeah, that's all good for me. That makes me happy.
Mustang Groot says I'm as bad as GAC as usual. But by the way, we just got a hype train thanks to General Daywalker. Helenix will be hyping up the hype train in the live chat while we're going. We're going to continue to record the podcast. I'd love to see it get to level 5. We will acknowledge everybody at the end of the hype train.
Yeah, and if it hits level 5, that does not mean I do Sweet Transvestite Karaoke.
That's during your GAC stream only.
That's only if I'm doing a solo stream. So don't get any ideas in chat. Nobody get any ideas in chat. It's not going to happen during.
But
Friday
this
stream.
is a good chance to advertise that you do your solo streams, and if you do get to a level 5 hype train during your solo streams on Twitch, here on Escape Podcast.
No, I'm not advertising. No, because it was an offhand remark during an after show. It was an offhand remark during an after show that I would bang out a karaoke version of Sweet Transvestite from Rocky Horror Picture Show. If I ever hit a solo
level 5 hype
train, yeah. So yeah, we haven't. So
Mustang Groot says it's legally binding since it was during the after show.
Yeah. Okay, so it is. It's not during this stream.
Correct. All right. But yeah, I mean, Mustang Groot says he's as bad at GAC as usual. I, on the other hand, am once again, Neil, I'm starting to go 2-1 again.
Yay.
I've won 2 in a row. My second opponent had 3 GLs and I won.
Bravo.
So we'll see.
I have 1 GL and I still haven't I faced more GLs when I didn't have a GL than when I do have a GL. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely bonkers.
Are you putting it on defense?
No, I'm not, because my opponents don't merit me putting it on defense. I'm not going to put JML on defense if my opponent doesn't have any GLs. My opponent had a GL, yeah, sure, I'd put my JML on defense. But I'm going up against opponents that don't have GLs, so I'm not going to waste him and put him on defense. Why would I do that? Not going to happen. I'm undefeated at the moment. I am on a roll. I haven't lost in 22.
So you're starting to keep Fort Mort track.
Yes. I'm keeping the likes of Fort Mort and Darth Kermit, and yeah, I'm keeping everybody that's undefeated at bay behind me. I just can't seem to catch Calvin Awesome at the moment. I'm having a little bit of trouble making up the banners to catch him. He's a machine.
For those new to the show, what do you mean catch Calvin?
Because Calvin Awesome is awesome, you know.
Right, but catch him on what?
Oh, catch him in the division, catch him in the league, in the GA Center League. So
what is GA Center, Neil? I'm trying to give you a chance to pitch your show.
GA Center is the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes version of Sports Center, basically. So me and Ranger have a little bit of a chat. We have a bit of a powwow, and we tell everybody out there. At least we give up the data on about 60 to 70 different content creators, because let's be honest, it's just not possible to watch everyone's GAC. It's
correct.
Not. It's physically impossible to watch every individual content creator's Grand Arena Championship. So, you know, me and Ranger J 1999 from RSG provide a very valuable service in that we tell everybody what all of the main content creators get. So if you missed Solo, we can tell you he went 3-0. If you missed Gom, tell you he went 3-0. Yeah.
So we do it for everybody that literally spends their time to give us a little bit of a report that is the server, that is community based. So if you don't see your favorite content creator on our show, tell them, hey, you know, be part of the community that's supporting the community. Right?
Right to jail. No report, right to jail.
Exactly.
Right to jail. Oh, and you get the video of shame. You get shame. I didn't have it queued up in the last show, but I will for the next one. So, yeah, it will be shame, shame, shame for those that don't give us a report.
We did. Okay, so the hype train has ended. We had a bunch of people help to get that going. General Daywalker started it with 100 bits, Cascade with another 100 bits, JJ Manners with 70, Cascade with 200, then another 100, Daywalker with another 100. Helenix gave us his last 10 shiny nickels and a penny, and then Cascade threw 2 shiny nickels at us as we closed up. So thank you to those who support the show. It is truly, really very much appreciated. All right.
Yes, indeed.
So we'll get to Omega. What we're going to do is Thaddeus is going to go through the kit. Okay. He's going to go through the kit and tell you where it came from in this week's story time with Uncle Thad.
Cross it.
But we are going to go through the developer insight in a moment, probably in the second segment. In the first segment, I want to talk about all the bugs that got fixed. Isn't that a nice thing to say?
Yeah, it's nice when bugs get fixed.
So I'm pulling up the content update for 7.14. The bugs that got fixed. They fixed an issue that can cause a loading loop when you make purchases from a pop-up offer. Remember, I was a victim of that. Fixed an issue in which players were getting stuck at a loading screen when entering fleet battles.
Yeah, that was an annoying one. That I suffered that one during a GAC, which was a pain in the ass because I couldn't finish the fleet node because of that bug.
I liked this one. Fixed an issue in tier 3 of the GL Kylo and Rey events in which the wrong environment was displayed in the cinematic. I wish I would have known about that one. I wanted to see that one. It would have been funny if they ended up on Jakku instead of, where they met Babu Frick or the Imperial Bum Destroyer or whatever mud bum pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Fixed an issue with 212th Clone Trooper helmets in the Ascension event for Kenobi. Moff Gideon is no longer able to damage units with damage immunity in tier 6 of the Mandalorian Beskar armor event. Ooh, that had to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah. These are bugs that I don't know, so I have no frame of reference for most of these bugs because my Moff Gideon went on defense. Apart from this last round where I needed him for a feat.
I'm looking here. Apparently, Nabokov fan mentioned that Arnold has video out where they got 15 turns with the Bad Batch with Omega, just going into battle with the entire Bad Batch, and he didn't even mod Omega nearly right, is what I'm being reported.
Oh, okay.
Because blinding on a basic can be very critical to boost a squad. And also, Nabokov fan wants to let everybody know if you ever get disappearing buttons donating to someone in chat, they'll reappear. I like it, Nabokov. Oh, you didn't say that. What were you saying? I must have missed it in the group of texts. I'm sorry. You explain what you were talking about, the 15 turns. Going back in the safe haven modifier, so the first unit that deals damage to an enemy when no unit has death mark is always inflicted with death mark. They stopped that. They fixed an issue in Darkside Geo in which Night Sisters could trigger Padme's always a choice on basic when no other allies attack out of turn. Oh, he's saying that he figured it out. What was the thing about Arnold? Because I want to make sure that I credit Arnold correctly. They fixed the issue with Hunter's critical chance up buff to ensure that it no longer is missing the descriptive tag. Imperial troopers are now resurrected correctly under Moff Gideon's leader ability, and they fixed the relic upgrade sound to play properly. Here's a little bit of
sound, so I don't know anything about that.
Here's a problem, though. Instead of actually listing known issues this time, Neil, they pointed us to the developer tracker. When the developer tracker many times is missing or doesn't get updated every day, every week.
No, it doesn't. Sometimes it goes months without being updated.
So general known issues can be found on the development tracker here. I don't like CG. I don't like that. List the known issues, because or make sure that you update it every single time. So that's just me. Oh, okay. Nabokov said he didn't mod Omega for the kit in his testing. Not sure about what he said or did. Just confusion. Sorry. You are forgiven, Nabokov. You are forgiven. Joe Lemmy thanks Geek Girl for the sub. She just dropped a random sub, and Joe Lemmy, I'm glad that you got it. We'll hopefully see you in the Patreons and subs section of our Discord server. So I did a little bit of digging, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
This is the list of bugs that are supposedly known. Negotiators' unending loyalty doesn't expire when it should.
That's been an issue for ages.
That has been an issue for ages, and it's listed as a backlog. The last update on this was from Crumb, January 8th, 2020.
So that's over a year old.
Yeah. They're investigating the player vulture droid not always assisting. I thought we already got an answer on that. It's 70% for summoned vulture droids, but it's 100 when it's the player. I thought that was already fixed.
No, because the regular vulture droid doesn't always assist, and he should.
All right.
I've had that. Not often, but it does happen.
General Hux can gain bonus turn meter at the start of the battle when he shouldn't.
Not something I'm aware of, because I always put Hux on defense.
Yeah. It was updated 15 hours ago, but first reported July 2nd. So that, and it says it's got a ready to release. So when we get into some of the information that got dropped today, that's going to be interesting. This one was hilarious. This one was absolutely hilarious. Jedi Master Kenobi can die during his own attack when his mastery is increased too much.
Is that a thing?
It's a thing. It is a thing. And there's a video on Reddit of Kenobi jumping in. Let me pull it up here for a second. Kenobi going to deal a finishing blow to IG-11, and all of a sudden he just dies mid-hit.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Because he gained too much health from the hit.
Okay.
So essentially, he's gained so much health from the hit that it resets at 0, or whatever the negative floor is.
It dies.
And it kills himself.
It kills him. He self-terminates.
And then let's see, let's go on, and we'll check some audio stuff here after we're getting reports that there is some
what?
Some not syncing on the audio. But
Not
as long as we're
syncing?
not stepping over each other like terribly, I think we'll be all right.
Okay.
So we'll double check that if Cascade is correct in chat. Because we record this live on Twitch for the podcast audience.
Indeed.
So General Bugs, Hellenic says it's perfect for him. Not sure. Wrong character description for G12 finisher pieces. That's been there for a while. Player can become stuck in a tutorial when they need to upgrade Clone Wars Chewie to level 3. It's been only seen once. Grogu is missing from the Mandalorian Beskar armor unlock celebration. So you get all the way to unlock Beskar armor, Mando, and there's no Grogu. But he's there on the character screen. But he's not there in the unlock animation.
That's an old one, that.
Well, no, he was initially missing from everywhere. Now he's only missing from the character unlock. Okay. I am one with the Force. The Force is with me is misleading. I think that was fixed, and it says ready to release, so I'm not sure why it's still under known issues. A rare battle lock can occur at Sector 2 Conquest boss battle. Moment of Glory, immediate turn is prevented by Jedi Master Kenobi's leader ability, Harmonious Will. So let's see here. Moment of Glory, I'm trying to think who that is. It's an event special. Oh, it's an event special. So Moment of Glory, JMK was deleting turns. And then once again, another Sector 2 boss battle. Once you're past Sector 2, which is what, Rey? No, not Rey. I believe that's Galactic Republic.
Rey Sector 4.
Rey Sector 4. What is Sector 2's boss in?
Sector 2 is CLS, I think. Sector 1 is Padme. Right. Sector 2 is CLS. Sector 3 is Gas. Sector 4 is Rey.
Sector 2 is Gas. Sector 3 is Luke. CLS.
Right, okay, so it's other way around. CLS and Gas the other way around. And then you've got Rey and Slacker for Sectors 4 and Sector 5. I was actually able to finish it. This for the first time I've been able to finish all 5 sectors. But whether I get the red box is, I just don't think I'm going to be able to get the tickets to get there in time. I'd love to, but it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. So I don't think on this occasion I'm going to get any Relic 8 pieces. As much as I'd like to, it's not going to happen. Sadly. But hey, it was nice to finish it for the first time. I will say that. It was nice to be able to smash Rey and Slacker's faces in with my JML. I've got some, and I picked up some really, really awesome data cards as well. Picked up some pretty damn awesome, picked up some really, really good, data cards as well.
All right. So I've been doing some thinking about the next Galactic Legend. Who do you think it is, Neil?
It's going to be Lord Vader.
You think that it's going to be Lord Vader?
Yeah, it's a shoo-in. It's guaranteed. It's definitely going to be Vader.
I'm still in the camp of Maul, and I'm going to go as far as to say why I think that anybody but Maul is a travesty. But first, we're going to go to a break, and we'll tackle that right after this, right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod. Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to ShittyBill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply. Welcome to the Patreon Leaderboard, brought to you by the Patreons of the Escape Podcast. You're either watching this on the Escape Podcast or you're watching this on GA Center. Either way, you can join this leaderboard if you're not a streamer and would like to face off against fellow Patreons or other players of the game and have us cover it right here on the show just by going to patreon.com/theescapepod, nocast, and joining up at the Kyber combatant level or higher. Let's get to the numbers. Big Country Mags, 2-1 for week 1. Banners, 5,768. 24 wins, 6 losses, 1 hold, and no report. Not, basically, nobody wrote a report this week, so it was a holiday weekend for this one, so it's okay. D, 0-3. Ouch. 56-98, 23 wins, 7 losses, 2 holds for D. Now, Dark Helmet goes 2-1, the inverse, 79-19, 36 wins, 1 loss, 1 hold. I'm guessing that that loss cost them going 3-0. Dr. JoJo, last month's champion, if you will, 2-1, 73-37. It was a palindrome, 33 wins. That's also a palindrome, 6 losses, 8 holds. Not too shabby for him. He just wrote a quick report in which he said, let's pull that up here. He said in his quick report, vacation post, so we'll be short. Lost finals to the same guy who beat me in 3v3 and ruined that perfect season. Wasn't even close. He's a better player than me and nothing much else I could do. Missed facing the Wolf since he lost bad to this guy. It's okay, Dr. JoJo. All right, let's move on to Force Strong. 1-2, 39-50, 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 hold. I think he was on vacation. Hot Sauce, who's not a streamer but does run HotUtils. Visit HotUtils.com for some of the best of the bots bots as in they will do functions for you, not play the game for you, in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. 2-1 for him, 8,000, nice, 31 banners, 36 wins, 2 losses, 1 hold. Schnarman, 3-0. Check this guy out. 63-77 in banners, 27 wins, 0 losses, 2 holds. Let's see, 27 wins, 0 losses, 3-0. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a triple crown for Schnarman. Good job, Schnarman. Now, finally, me. I went 2-1. Holy cow. After 1-3 and 0-3, or 1-2 and 0-3, it was good to get out from under that onus. 61-42 in banners, 24 wins, 3 losses, 2 holds. It was a good feeling. I'm going to admit it. But I did face 2 auto deploys. I don't get it. All right, take a look at the final board. Starman on top with that 3-0. And if he can go 3-0, if he can run the table, he will have the win advantage and therefore stays on top of the board. But Hot Sauce, Dark Helmet, Dr. JoJo, all three of them, if he falters once, they're going to leapfrog him, all three of them. Now, BCM underneath me for some reason. Interesting. He rounds out the 5th place, or 6th place, if you will. 4 strong in 7th, and D at 0-3 in last. But that is going to change this coming week. I can already tell. All right, guys, that does it for me. My name is Paul Anthony. You already know me. For the Escape Podcast and GA Center Patreon leaderboard as part of both the show on both sides of the table. We will see you next time. Be nice to each other, damn it. Coming up, more of the program you're watching right here.
We want you. Join the GAC Chain Gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC Chain Gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds alongside some of our best, including Mr. Jigabachi, Dr. Zeppers, Rico1982, and the Bounty Honeys. What is the Chain Gang, you ask? We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back-to-back from one streamer to the next and allow the viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content, as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the Chain Gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyBeads, #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Diggy Darkside from the Howling Ewoks. Are you tired of being cooped up at home? Have you considering moving to the moons of Endor? We have many great huts available. We are a 360 million GP guild, 32 stars in Darkside Territory Battle, 26 stars in Lightside with 35 cam shards. Yes, come get your cam shards. We have plenty of huts available. Remember, when you live in the trees, you always have the high ground. We have stormtroopers on the spit nightly. So if you're 6.5 million GP or above, have 2 GLs or more, and are ready to get your cam shards, contact me, Dickie Darkside, number 4469 on Discord. The Howling Ewoks, where the dark side is awesome, but evil sucks.
The Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. The commercial break is over. It's going to be what? It's not going to be Maul.
It's going to be Maul. It better be Maul. Because how much time does Lord Vader actually get on screen?
How much time does Greedo get on screen?
No, I just want to say, Lord Vader is just a transition between Anakin and Darth Vader.
Yeah, he is.
Maul has had such a monumental influence on the universe as a whole that if he is not the GL, that's a travesty to Maul. If Maul comes Lord to Vader us in Conquest,
Lord Vader gets more screen time than Palpatine, and Palpatine's got a GL.
We've been over this. That was a Lucasfilm push. Mm-hmm. These choices for the GLs we're getting now seem very, very capital games.
Oh yeah, no, Jedi Master Kenobi was definitely a CG GL, definitely a CG GL. As far as I'm concerned, 100%. But if we are talking about screen time, I mean. While there are semantic arguments regarding the best duel scene from the prequels, I still personally believe the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan Maul duel from Episode 1 is better than the JMK Lord Vader duel at the end of episode 3, some people, and there's nothing wrong with the opinion, that, that the Lord Vader duel with Jedi Master Kenobi at the end of episode 3 was the best from the prequels. It's one of the greatest duels ever, despite the fact that there are some areas of the fight that are just ridiculously memeable. Like the whole, I'm going to put my lightsaber behind my back to block a blade, and the constant spinning. There was some cheesiness to that lightsaber duel, which is why, in my opinion, the Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi duel from episode 1 is better than it. I agree. You got to remember, that. Lord Vader had an entire lightsaber battle with Jedi Master Kenobi.
He did, but technically, then so did Kenobi with Maul in the Clone Wars. Kenobi with or Maul with Ahsoka in the Clone Wars. Yeah. The whole episode, the whole thing, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen season 3 of Rebels, is that Maul spent pretty much that entire season searching for Kenobi.
Which is why I still think he will be. I still think we're going to get a Metal Legs Maul. I hope to God that we get the badass Maul that we saw at the in the final season of the Clone Wars. I just switched as soon as we got JMK as the GL. I switched from thinking that he was going to be the GL at the end of the year to them giving him to us in Conquest, like they've given us Ahsoka in Conquest. I still think we're going to get Maul. I just think that we're going to get him as a Conquest character rather than a GL at the end of the year.
He certainly should not. He certainly needs to be a GL. Not it. It should not be Lord Vader. Lord Vader is just it's less than an hour, pretty much less than an hour. If you are following that whole timeline, how long did it take to get to Mustafar?
12 parsecs. I have no idea.
That's the point, is that Anakin spent less time being Lord Vader from the time that, he threw Mace out the window all the way to when he got barbecued by Kenobi.
Yeah.
That time in history is so short compared to the legacy of Maul and Crimson Dawn and Death Watch.
And maybe we'll get, maybe we will get a GL Maul somewhere down the line. I just don't think it's going to be this GL. I don't think it's going to be this GL. I did at the beginning of the year. I genuinely, from the beginning of the year all the way until they announced JMK as the GL, I was 100% adamant that it was going to be Maul who was going to be the GL at the end of the year. But I kind of, reading the tea leaves, and looking into my crystal ball, I just kind of think it makes more sense now that it's going to be Lord Vader as opposed to Maul. I just do, But I still think we'll get him in Conquest. I still think we'll get a Conquest Maul.
It's just infuriating. That is why I really believe that we deserve Maul over Vader. Whether or not we get Maul over Vader, we won't know until it's announced. Which that segues perfectly into that CG is talking about changing Conquest.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were on the mini marathon with Reality Skew Gamers on Jedi Academy, Crumb was there and he was taking notes.
Oh, he was taking so many notes. It's every time he heard a good idea, he took a note. You just saw it furiously scribbling down in that notepad.
One of my favorites was allow us to sell unused data disks, maybe 5 for white, 10 for green, 15 for blue, 20 for purple, back for credits to be able to switch data disks around or to be able to offset costs of character shards, which are already way too high anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because then it makes the data cards a little bit more self-sufficient, and changing data cards around a little bit more self-sufficient. You can flog all your crappy ones, and because once you get to the end, like literally once you've got a boatload of data cards and you've got through all 5 sectors, and you need to then go back to the sectors to complete feats in order to increase your rewards, it wouldn't be it wouldn't go amiss to be able to sell your unwanted and unused data cards so that you can afford to do the data card swaps, because you might still be trying to get the feat where you have to evade 100 times. So for a fact that you're probably going to put in your conveyor data disks so that you can increase your percentage chance to evade. But then once you've finished doing that feat, you're going to want to change those data disks out for something more pertinent to another feat. And that's one of the things that's one of the main reasons why there are so many different data disks that do different things. You do need to swap data disks around so that it is easier, and you can be more efficient in completing those feats here, there, and everywhere. I mean, I still haven't finished the evade one, but I've got 2 of those Conver agility data disks, and I put them both on so that I could increase my chances with my CLS team to start clocking up those 100 evades. I'm nowhere near finishing it yet, but once they're back up to 100% stamina, I'll be hitting that feat again with those data disks. It's just a pain in the ass having to stump up tickets to swap the data disks around and then swap them back. So I think that would be a very, very welcome change.
Yeah. So what other ones were there that we recommended to him? We talked about the whole sandbox idea. I kind of stole your thunder, but I wanted to make sure that he heard it.
Yeah.
But being able to turn off all modifiers once you've completed the red box.
Yeah, once you've got the red box, being able to go back and not have to worry about stamina or tickets or anything, just being able to go back over any match against any faction at any relic level and just, have at it. So, like, literally just cancelling everything out once and only once you've got the red. Because once you've got the red box, none of that matters. You can't progress. You can't go backwards. So it would become a nice default sandbox. And people can, especially content creators, they can do theory crafting and stuff like that. It'd be fun. And it's a sandbox without them having to do a sandbox. All they're effectively doing is, there would be some kind of switch within the game, within the code, that as soon as you hit that red box, a switch in the code flicks and it turns everything off, and you can just go back and do what you want.
Nabokov fan says, if we don't get a mod inventory screen and can favorite a mod, or I'm thinking it means data disk, he's going to be annoyed.
Yeah, no, that we did. That was one of the ones that we asked for. We did ask for data disk loadouts. We did that was a suggestion made to Crumb. I'm relatively certain that he wrote that down as a suggestion. I don't know who made the suggestion, because there were.
I think it was the Dastra.
There were at least 9 people on, 9 to 12 people on that video call, on that Zoom call. So I can't remember who said that. So I don't know who to credit the suggestion with, but somebody definitely made that suggestion. A loadouts for data disks, so that you can say, you can then make a loadout. Oh, this is a good loadout for supports. This is a good loadout for attackers. This is a good loadout for tanks. This is a good loadout for evading. It makes sense for us to be able to do that. I'm pretty sure Crumb said that it would be doable. It's just not something that they could add to the game like that. It's something that they would have to go into the game and work, because it would require some heavy coding, because it would require something new within that user interface once you're at, when you click in the inventory user interface.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of things that they thought were going to take a while, we did have breaking news today that while they initially were talking about moving around territory wars to territory battles for August, because they fixed the stand your ground bug with a miniature title update, they will not be moving those territory wars to territory battles. Everything is back on regular track.
Yeah, that was a really, really effective title update. That cleared up so much crap going on in the game. That was on the 13th though. But yeah, no, that little mini title update did so much good for the game. It really, really did. I'm very much appreciative of CG doing that. I mean, I did put in brackets in the scroll underneath that it was a week late. But hey, better late than never. And I'm willing to, give credit to CG for that. They
it was
got
a
it
week
done.
late for GAC, yes.
Yeah,
but
it was a week late for GAC, yeah.
It was, 12 hours? No, it wasn't even 12 hours too late. I think it was 8 hours too late from the time that you were actually able to get it from the store, the title update, because it started on the third phase, the day that the fourth day. The third phase of territory battles is when that title update came out, but 8 hours into it.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some people in our guild that were affected by the bug for Stand Your Ground that possibly could have failed the cam mission because of it. I still think, because of the Stand Your Ground bug quite literally taking an entire month, that we should be given double drops for cam next time around. My opinion. Double drops on cam for, especially to help out those that don't have it because of the Stand Your Ground bug. CG, I implore you, listen to that, if anything, to help the guilds and the players that have not unlocked him entirely yet.
Yeah, I don't have any skin in that game because I'm not in a guild going for cam shards, so I don't have any skin in that game. Doesn't affect me either way.
Well, that's kind of
we only just hit 11 stars.
Well, that's how I'm thinking that it can be made right. Don't give cam shards to everybody. Just give double drops to cam shards for people going for it next time around.
We'll see. We shall see.
All right.
A level cap increase to level 9.
I'm hearing people talk about level cap increase. What the heck?
Yeah.
Where did this come from?
I don't think I think we are. I do genuinely think we're a couple of years off for a level cap. We're a couple of years off for a level cap. Easily a couple of years off for a level cap.
But so all these changes, by the way, they talked about the changes to Conquest and details of that coming in the road ahead. So you may ask, Neil, when's the next road ahead going to be anyway, right?
Well, I mean, it's not going. I don't know. It's not something that's crossed my mind. I've been so busy in the game, I haven't really had time to think about when the next road ahead is.
Well, last night, SB Crumb was in. It was either last night or Wednesday night. SB Crumb was in the chat for Operation Metaverse. By the way, congratulations on having him stop by GA Center. I noticed that.
Oh yeah. he popped in GA Center. He popped in GA Center on Monday because I was talking. I was whining about the. the bugs not being able to differentiate between what has and has not been used. And he's like, it's getting fixed. It's getting fixed this week. And I was like, yay.
So the fun part about that is that we do know that the road ahead is scheduled, or they're not scheduled, but they're efforting to get the road ahead out either next week or the week after. I'm paraphrasing there. Within the next 2 weeks, we'll have a road ahead. That's going to be a fun stream, especially if it drops on a Friday, because you know me and my don't read it until we're live.
Yeah, no,
mentality.
we did the same thing for the last one, and the last road ahead was brilliant. The last road ahead was just great. It knocked the socks off the mid 2020 road ahead that we got, which was just awful. And then we got the one later on. Then we got the last one that we got, and it just blew it out the water. It was without a doubt. I think it was the best road ahead I'd ever read.
Well, the last road ahead, we got the announcement of Commander Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah. The last road ahead that we got was just I still rate it as the best road ahead that we've ever been had.
Well, that's because it was the GAC division realignment as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, yes, of course. That's my bias. I'm biased in that sense, but it was.
You have an agenda, sir.
Yeah, that's why I just loved that. It was just it was objectively the best road ahead that CG had ever delivered. It just was. I said it, therefore it is. Greatest ever road ahead. So they've got I don't know if they're going to be able to top that last one. We'll see. We'll see if they come close to topping the last road ahead, because it's not going to be an easy task for them to do. It really, really isn't.
The only thing that I'm holding out for is, and I don't even care, honestly, at this point, I would take Hondo as a non-playing character. I would love to just see him in, maybe he's the one buying your data discs. I just want Hondo in my game. Hondo has been in as many series and shows as Maul. Just saying.
Yeah, well, maybe one of these, we do need a bounty hunter capital ship. Maybe we get Hondo and then we get a capital ship with him in charge of it. That would just be, the proverbial icing on the cake, because it would be nice if the bounty hunters / scoundrels had their own capital ship, and we weren't having to, use Thrawn or the Endurance.
Thrawn.
Yeah, well, most people either use Thrawn or the Endurance. I mean, if you're going in on offense, you use Thrawn, and if you're putting it on defense, you use Endurance. That's what I've done anyway. I've only put my bounty hunters on defense once with Endurance.
My Endurance isn't that good. I have Thrawn higher than Tarkin.
Yeah, well, the only reason why I did that was because my opponent usually puts both get to fleet on defense, and I needed to keep my Empire available so that I could do my double taps, because I had Malevolence, Rebels, Empire, and Galactic Republic. So yeah, I needed to have enough teams to be able to double tap my opponent, and just so happens I needed all 4 of them teams. So that's the only time that I've done Endurance with bounty hunters.
Speaking of, today you pulled a double solo on your live stream.
Yeah, I do. I love being able to do solos. I scored 143 banners on fleet. It's just mwah.
So for those who don't watch, or to maybe interest them in watching, do you want to explain your double solo before we go to break?
Yeah. So there are 2 teams. There are 2 potential possible solos that you can do in GAC. And that is the one that most people already know, which is the Houndstooth solo. So you put Houndstooth with Thrawn, and that will do most It'll do all except for Galactic Republic. It'll do all except for GK and Thrawn, providing it's under a certain GP level. Usually, if it's under 350, you can do it. And then the other solo that I discovered, you can do on most fleets, with the exception of, again, Thrawn, because of his insta-kill, and because of Galactic Republic, because of the with Anakin Skywalker putting the buff immunity on. You can do a Hyena Bomber solo. So I was able. My opponent put in 2 teams that were less than 150k, so I instantly knew that I was going to be able to do a Houndstooth solo and a Hyena Bomber solo, and I scored a 72 and a 71, which is great because it just took me over the edge. I scored a 25.05. So without those 2 solos, I wouldn't have got across the 2500 line. So yeah, very, very pleased with that.
All right. Well, we have a little bit of an extended version of Story Time with Uncle Thad. He is going to talk about the Omega kit. We didn't get to the developer insights, but watch Bad Batch. I mean, that's pretty much their developer insights. So maybe we'll talk about that in the 4th segment coming up in just a moment. But stay tuned for Story Time with Uncle Thad. And then coming up after the break, we have our incoming transmission with Bonez88. I think you guys are going to really, really like this guy. I instantly became a fan the first time I saw him. We'll sit down and talk with him coming up after these messages right here on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hello, Escape Padawans. It is the Llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Castaways are on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, you can catch us on YouTube and on Twitch every week streaming Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed, your favorite new Galaxy of Heroes show GA Center, and so much more. Come catch us on the web.
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, Padawans, and welcome back to another Story Time with Uncle Thad and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. Today, we are going to talk about Omega and where in the canon her kit actually comes from. Omega is a relatively new character to the Star Wars universe. First introduced in the Bad Batch episode Aftermath, we don't know much about the newest member of the crew. What's important to remember about this character and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is that while the viewers of this show only have seen a handful of episodes, the developers over at Capital Games have direct contact with the creative minds over at Lucasfilm and know more about Omega than the rest of us. Like the rest of the Bad Batch, Omega is an enhanced clone. Unlike the rest of the crew, she was developed as a pure genetic clone of Jango Fett. She is one of 2 living clones created using his first alpha template, the other clone being Boba Fett. Born or developed or hatched on Kamino, she is the personal project of Nala Se. While we don't know her exact age, we can surmise that she is between the ages of 0 and 42. My guess is that she was commissioned around the same time as Boba Fett, but likely in secret, as a second clone exactly like Boba may have upset Jango. Had Jango learned about Omega, it's likely he would have lost his head. What ties Omega to the Bad Batch is that she is enhanced. We don't know exactly how she has been enhanced, but her skills have started to show throughout the series. We've seen her show some skill with the rifle, as well as her Zygerian bowcaster. She has learned about explosives from Rika and is learning to fly with Tick. The only skill we know that Omega has that is highly developed is her sense of strategy. In the episode Common Ground, while the boys were off rescuing a senator from Raxus, Omega was hustling the locals on Ord Mantell in Dejarik. She was so good at schooling the locals that Omega was able to completely pay off the crew's debt to Sid. And now that we have a basic understanding of the newest member of the Bad Batch, let's take a look at her kit and see just how effectively the devs over at Capital Games introduced the 5th member of the Bad Batch faction. Omega's basic ability, Disarming Shot, is incredibly powerful. It can inflict blind and daze. These are 2 very useful abilities when it comes to controlling your opponent. Adaptive Learner is her first special ability and introduces 2 brand new buffs to the game, Zeroed In and Target Practice. These abilities will increase her critical chance offense and allow her to ignore taunt on those who have the debuff. This is going to be incredibly useful in raids and territory battles and territory wars. Her second special ability shows just how much the Dad Batch love their adopted daughter / newest soldier. The crew love Omega. Even if they haven't come right out and said it, you know that they love her. But, you know, they're dads and soldiers, and they don't have a whole lot of experience expressing emotion, except for Wrecker, who loves to laugh and blow things up. This ability grants Omega stealth and the rest of the crew protection up, defense penetration up, and turn meter. All useful abilities if you want to protect a loved one. From the story we know so far, we know that Omega wanted to be part of a family. During her time on Camino, she studied the different members of the Bad Batch because they were like her. They were different. While she has had a few missteps in the show so far, overall, she's been a crucial part of the team. Omega's only unique ability, part of the squad, highlights her love of and usefulness as a member of the Bad Batch. It provides stacking bonuses, provides increased damage based on the buffs she has, and the negative status effects on her opponent. While we still don't know much about Omega, one thing is clear. She's an important member of the crew. Now that we have a full 5 members of the Bad Batch, be prepared for what's next to come. A Crosshair's legendary event. Do you think Omega is the missing piece we will need to finally get Crosshair unlocked in the game? Is this speculation too much? What do you think about Nev's cowboy hat? Join us in the after show to discuss this and more. And if you are interested, join us every Sunday night at 9 o'clock Mountain Central Time as Nev, Paul, and I discuss Breaking Bad Batch.
Shameless self-promotion.
That's all for me this week, folks. Tune in next week for more story time with Uncle Thad on the Escape Podcast for Kids.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or Territory Wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the Force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod cast.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for another incoming transmission. Paul, introduce our guest for today.
I would love to do that. So, Padawans, this, our guest this week is a content creator that I found about 2 weeks ago. And they've already become a very, very, very great friend of the show. They've created content for many Hero Collection games, and they have been nicknamed the Hero Collection Kid. They have covered many games that you're probably familiar with. Their channel is always entertaining. It's informative no matter what game they're playing. They are a former child rock star that has become a family man nowadays. And I've even given the fitting moniker, as I said in the intro, Neil, of Liger King. We're going to get into that. But I also have a feeling he's going to be challenging Gridden for the best hair in SWGOH. I present to all of our Padawans our very, very good new friend and creator that I could tell is going places, Bonez88. Bones, how are you today?
Good, man. Good. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate both of you.
Well, you absolutely earned it with how friendly and engaging you are. I'm going to say that much.
And I'm a fan of you guys. I wasn't familiar with you guys until we just met, and I
was just surfing around. I do what Neil does and sit on Twitch looking for SWGOH streamers.
I'm glad I met you, man, because as soon as, and I think it was last week or the week before, and you had the same night you were doing this, and I became a fan instantly of you guys too. I love it.
So I'm going to go through the regular questions here.
Okay.
Let's start off with the first one. What size account are you currently rocking?
Well, we looked earlier. I think it's at 5.2 million.
Yeah, you're 5.2.
Sure. I think so. Yeah. It changes so much I can't remember. But I've played since day one. Unfortunately, when Galactic Legends first came out, I was really turned off by it and I almost quit the game. But just like most people here, the reason we stay around is because of the community. And my guild talked me into staying, and I just, I got through it, but I got behind at that point. But I've always stayed top 50 my whole life in the arena.
I lost a co-host to relics, so I get it, man. I absolutely get it.
Well, I about quit then too. There's several that was a rough patch for everybody, I think, with the relics and the Galactic Legends coming a little bit after that. So, but yeah, we've had our rough patches. I think we're in a pretty good thing going on, but I remember the old metas, Royal Guard. Remember those crazy metas when we first started out? They were just silly stuff that you don't even think about anymore. But yeah, I've been around for a while, and unfortunately, I only have one Galactic Legend now, but I'm working on Kenobi. And
Neil only has one Galactic Legend, but Neil, do you want to ask him the membership question? See if he gets a jacket.
Yeah. So, are you free to play or are you pay to win?
I have never spent a cent on this game ever.
Good. Glad to hear it. Free to play.
Yep.
Free to play all the way.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Never even a gift card.
Okay, well, I will say I had. Well, no, I didn't spend that. I got a gift card from my guild members, but I spent it on my other game, Dragon Champion. So yeah, I've never spent a cent on it ever.
Never bought any crystals whatsoever.
Never had a desire, man. Any of those packs, I just feel like I'd be more disappointed than anything.
I finally did it, Neil. I found you a free-to-play guest.
You found somebody else free to play. Yeah, that makes a change.
And I also play. I play Raid. I play Strike Force. I play Dragon. I play them all, and I do dailies every single day. and there's none of those games I have any desire to spend in. I love the games, but I'll never spend in them.
Well, let's touch on that subject really quick. What games are you currently covering?
Okay, well, mainly I'm just doing Dragon Champions. I'm an official tester. I'm in the test chat and I have the test build, and I just do informative videos for that. And I don't know if there's people that probably do know. It's just like Galaxy of Heroes, but without the Star Wars IP. It's more of a fantasy, elves, dwarves IP, but it's the same mechanics, same everything. And they have their Grand Arena is called Battlegrounds, and so it happens every 2 to 3 days, just like Grand Arena. And so every time that comes around, I do a stream for that. But I do streams of Galaxy of Heroes. I just don't do anything else. I stream them, and then sometimes I'll put them on YouTube. That's about it. But those are the only 2 games I cover.
But you used to cover all the rest, from what you were telling me when we were talking about, what should we do? What should we talk about if we have you as a guest? And you mentioned you did cover MSF and all that.
Yeah, but it just kind of like I felt like I needed to, and I did. You're right, but I felt like I kind of need to narrow my my focus on some things because I was just too busy. But I do raid videos still. I do shard polls and everything else. But yeah, Dragon Champions is my main bread and butter at the moment. But I also I used to stream Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO online.
Nice.
So I
still play that every once in a while.
I love that game. It was just taking me so long to edit it down that I kind of, once again, I had to narrow my focus down, and things were just falling into place more for Dragon Champions with me being a tester and everything. But my channel's growing, so I'm going to start branching back out again. And you and I have talked about like Fallout and stuff. I want to do Fallout 76 streams and stuff like that. So it's just family life and everything else. It gets kind of busy, but I'm getting more time, to do things. So as the things grow, but yeah, mainly Dragon.
Any questions about his content creation, Nev?
How many hours do you put in? How many hours do you put in, and how many episodes do you put out a week?
As far as weekly, I'm, with editing, because I'm not the best person to go on, and I'm not very focused, and I kind of stutter and sputter or whatever. So I spend about an hour to 2 hours just editing my streams, and then shoving them on YouTube. So a day, I probably spend 3 to 4 hours a day. And yeah, because I always have stuff, I want to keep my stuff consistent. So yeah, about 3 or 4 hours.
So you upload a video a day, or?
Well, here's my outlook on it. I wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and so I will do most everything I do on stream live, so I can kind of build a Twitch community, and then I'll just take that stream and I'll spend a couple hours and dwindle it down, compress it and put it on YouTube.
Most of the content creators that we're friends with and that we know, that's exactly what they do. That's what most people do. They'll stream on Twitch, and then they'll edit from said stream a produced episode that they then put up on their YouTube channel. Nobody I know streams. There's less than a handful of people that I think still stream on YouTube. Most people stream on Twitch and then download their episode from, the video producer on Twitch. And then once they've got that raw video, tweak a few things there, cut a couple of bits out here and there, and boom, throw something produced. So is that pretty much what you do?
Yes. Yeah. And it helps out, man. I've gotten Twitch members to come over to my YouTube, and my YouTube members to come over to Twitch. So it kind of helps both channels out in ways. And I'm really surprised how well it's turned out too. So, but yes, that's exactly what I do.
So Neil, here's going to be the fun part of the interview. You have a tie to the Tiger King, don't you, Bones?
Okay, well, kind of, not too much of a tie-in, not a direct tie-in, but when I grew up, my family raised tigers, lions, bears, camels, ligers.
Did you have a drive-through safari or something?
Somewhat. We never charged or anything because it was my uncle, my grandpa. They did it for the love of it. And my uncle, he was in Thailand and Hollywood. He worked in Las Vegas, and he was working with some of the biggest animal trainers there were. And he was slowly starting to get a repertoire of being one of the best animal trainers in the world. And I've met, the guys from South Park. I went on a Team America set, got to see that being made. I've met the main gangster guy from the head guy. He wasn't in it a lot. I can't remember his name. In Goodfellas, the big guy that was always cooking sausage and stuff whenever they go.
Oh, what? The actor that plays Paulie?
Yes. I met him. I've met just a lot of people. I've met people like Cypress Hill, a lot of just random stuff. I met Coolio one time. I'm sure there's more I can't think of any time. But I mean, he was, I wasn't, and I would get in the pins with him. He would teach me how to train him and everything. The thing about it was all the tigers we had were raised from cubs. So we were kind of like family to them. Like we never had any problems with them. But yeah, so he would just go to Vegas and California. And I was like 16. So I was just following along with him and getting to meet all these people. And it was just an absolute blast. So, but as far as Tiger King, he lived like an hour and a half from us because this was in Kansas and he was in Oklahoma. I never did any business. Like I was too young to be in the business part, but I'm sure my uncle, sold some stuff to him. I don't know that for sure, but it's so close. He would, there was a lot more animal private owners than you would think, and
what about that damn Carol Baskins? No.
But what's funny is my uncle would always complain about that. Now I do know about her. He would always complain about her refuge or whatever, because it might have been in California. I don't remember, but I know that he would talk about that and complain about her too. So yeah, it pretty much they could make a show or whatever about us because it was pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. And of course I was like the most popular kid in school and everyone would come. And that's what it was open and you could just come there and we'd show them off for free. And someone was always
Did you have a yellow brick road there as well?
I'm sorry, yellow what?
Did you have a yellow brick road as well?
Yes.
So you could walk along it and go lions, and tigers, and bears. Oh my!
Everyone had to put their slippers on before they came out too.
So has your experience with that kind of shaped anything for your content creation? Like the presentation?
I think just being able to handle the pressure and stuff kind of helps because as a kid you're doing all this crazy stuff. And so the comfortability of it going right into it wasn't too bad. The transition of just sitting in front of a camera and everything. It's something about, kind of meeting people. It's kind of nerve wracking, I'm saying, that everyone knows worldwide. So that kind of helps you down, I'm saying, but because I'm not going to lie, I don't have a lot of skills. I don't have a lot of skill set, but, I always thought like, what can I do to be happy? My skill set is just being a total nerd. Knowing everything about pop culture or, that's my skill set. So I thought, well, if I want to be happy in life, I don't want to be 55 working 40 hours a week in a factory. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping someday I can do what I want to do what I love and just sit in front of the camera, play games with people, talk with them on chat like you guys do, like I do on my channel. And hopefully someday I can get paid with it. I think I'm a long ways away from that, but that's not what it's about. But I want to say that's not what it's about. I never take myself serious or anything else, but I don't know. But yeah, doing all that stuff definitely helped me do what I'm doing as far as content.
So never taking yourself serious. And this, I didn't pry into this because I knew that there was something more behind this when you and I were talking about just stuff about you. You kind of have a inspirational story, and this is really cool, Neil. You had 2 brain surgeries before the age of 8, I think you said it was?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yep. And like I said, I'm kind of humble and I don't try to take myself, so I don't talk about it a lot.
And here, dude, this interview is about you. This is your chance to humble brag.
All right. Well, yes. When I was 2 years old, they found a brain tumor in my brain, and I, had very serious seizures. I could feel them coming on. I'd have to sit down and everything. Luckily, my grandpa was kind of successful. He kind of had money to help me out. What I'm saying, medically. And when I was 4 years old, I went to have brain surgery. Excuse me. I went to have brain surgery in Wichita, And after the brain surgery, they pulled something else out of my brain that wasn't the tumor. And I had to learn how to walk again. My whole left side was paralyzed. I still can't really move my foot even to this day. We should have probably got a lawsuit out of that, but that never happened. And so fast forward 4 more years, I'm still having seizures, and I go to KU, and KU is one of the best in Kansas City, and they have one of the best, brain center. You know what I'm saying? They're one of the best.
Has that turned you into a Jayhawks fan really quick?
I don't really follow KU or college football or anything, but their basketball team's pretty good. Their football team's terrible. So, I'll represent KU.
They beat Texas, man. So anyway, go ahead.
I mean,
so
just watch the NFL, but yeah, I represent KU, and everyone gives me crap about it because I don't know. We have basketball. So, but yeah, so I was 8. They took it out, and I hadn't had seizures since. And so yeah, man, I've had quite the life. But then hit 19. I'm 1 month out of high school, and I have a kid, and ever since then, it's just been family life, and it's been pretty chill ever since then.
So, and I mean, that's another thing that kind of shaped your attitude towards entertainment, if you will.
Most definitely. Like that taught me that you only have one life to live, and life is short, and do what makes you happy in the end.
Life's short and hard like a bodybuilding elf, the great prophet Bloodhound Gang said one time.
Yep. Yep. And not everyone can. Sometimes everyone's situation is different, you know what I'm saying? But just do your best to be happy and do what makes you happy. Sometimes you can control that, and sometimes you just don't, because you forget when you're in life's just rush of things and everything's crazy around you. But sometimes you just got to do what makes you happy in the end. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do with this content, making content and streaming and everything. Not to mention with like COVID and everything lately, I haven't been able to hang out with my friends as much, and I've moved since then, so I don't really have friends. So the whole community thing is it's helped me get through COVID. And whenever I'm bored or sitting there, like sometimes, and it's been the other direction, like sometimes people need to talk about personal stuff with me that sometimes they don't want to tell other people. I just love the community of these hero collectors, all of them, Galaxy of Heroes, Dragon Champions. I mostly do it for the community, just because I love, I love the community, and anyone that plays these games knows what I'm talking about. And it just keeps me going sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to, I don't know, but yeah, it's all that stuff has helped me out, man.
What you got on the horizon? You got anything fun coming up on your channel, either YouTube or Twitch?
Well, I've been pretty much doing the same old grind. But like I told you, I wanted to try to start doing a Fallout 76 series, because I've just started playing with my friends for the first time. It used to be just by myself doing things. But now that I've started doing stuff with friends, I have an idea, and I told you about this, like 3 or 4 people sending in their footage that's playing with me, send it to me. I edit it into one giant, like kind of movie, TV show kind of thing, where you see their different views, because you'll hear the audio. The audio will all be the same. So that's kind of what I'm trying to focus on here in the next couple of weeks. But I'm just doing battlegrounds, grand arenas, and the typical stuff. But another thing is, like, if someone will come in and be like, hey, I would love to watch you or do this game or something, I'm willing to do that. It's just I mostly have hero collector community. No one else really plays consoles or has time or anything like that. So, but I do want, and I'm really into MMOs. Like I told you, the Old Republic. I like Elder Scrolls Online. Another one.
You're a fellow nerd.
Yes. Like I said, that's my only skill set that I have. I'm not the manliest person, so I definitely love me some video games.
Neil, you got any questions? Any other questions surrounding Mr. Bonez88?
Where can people find you?
All right, so Bonez88 here on Twitch. I don't know what it is.
That's with a Z.
Yes, BONEZ 88. And you'll see me in the chat and everything, because I've been watching GAC. I call it GAC Center, GA Center, and so you'll see me around. But yes, here on Twitch, Bonez88, and the same exact thing on YouTube. And like I said, come join the Discord. I'm always in there. I'm always active, always talking, and the streams are a lot of fun. I'm more of a rager when it comes to grand arenas and stuff, so a lot of people come to watch me get mad.
We gotta talk. We gotta talk really quick though. I stopped by before we send you out. I need to know what the hell you were thinking going in with against a full Zetaed Phoenix team with Ayla Sakura, Old Ben, Barris, and T3, and then somebody else. I forget who it was.
Mace Windu.
Mace Windu?
They were relicked. I thought Mace and Ayla was relicked. I've never used a Barris lead, so I thought maybe she has some secret I don't know about. And it's Phoenix. It was a Gear 12 Phoenix. So I thought I had 2 relics. Even though they're trash, I thought, well, maybe the relics will overcome. And it was really boring, and I still got thrashed in the end. So, but
Neil,
looking out for the new Barris lead Zeta or meta, because it's coming.
Neil, what can we do for this guy?
I don't know. He just needs to watch more GAC. He needs to watch more. Just watch more GAC. Yeah, you just need to watch more GAC, and then you'll learn that it doesn't matter that Ayala and Mace are relics. They're still trash. Unless they're with other Jedi.
Well, you guys have definitely inspired me to watch more GAC. That's for sure. And Neil, I'll subscribe to you too, man. I look forward to watching yours.
Well, he does them right here on the Escape
I do my
Podcast,
GAC on this channel.
Oh, okay. So,
gotcha. Yeah, mine are few and far between. I no longer stream because I got very embarrassed by going 1-3, 0-3, 0-3. Yeah.
I'm kind of past. There was a time where I was just embarrassed constantly. Like you said, I was going 1-0-3 constantly. I don't know why that was, but finally, the last about 6 months, I've been doing a little bit better. I usually finish about 2-3. Sometimes I'll get 3-0, but that's a rarity.
Maverick in chat does have a point. Maybe we should get you on the GAC chain gang that Andy Beads does.
All right.
Would love, because it's just a bunch of people, raiding into each other, having fun.
Oh yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
There you go. All right. Check them out. Bonez88 on Twitch, on YouTube, and coming soon to your local record store, and going to be everywhere soon. Guys, check this guy out. He's pretty awesome. For those who have been waiting patiently for the past 5 to 6 weeks, it is finally time for us to debut the conclusion of Helly and the Noobs supposed season finale. Is it? I guess you'll have to find out right here on the Escape Podcast.
Thanks, guys.
The Escape Podcast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod Cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to ShittyBill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
And now time for something completely shameless.
We pick up exactly where we left off at the end of the last episode of Hellion the Noob. Our dysfunctional droid with a penchant for calamity is ready to press the button on the ultimate nullifier. This is the Marvel Comics 616 universe's most powerful weapon. According to N00B, pressing the button will erase everything in existence throughout the entire universe. Unfortunately, the droid doesn't realize he is part of the universe. Let's face it, folks, he's not the smartest droid in the galaxy. And now, without further ado, this episode of Hellion the Noob begins.
Okay, fine. You asked for it. I'm pushing the button. Everyone, listen up. He asked for this. This is clearly his fault. Don't blame me. I apologize for any inconvenience, but please be advised, the universe will now be erased.
Wait,
in
no.
3,
Oh,
no.
2, don't do it.
1.
No.
I don't get it, Helly. What just happened?
Good question, bartender. You see, the ultimate nullifier doesn't erase the entirety of existence with just the click of a button. It's not the Infinity Gauntlet. Instead, it allows the wielder to nullify anything they focus on. However, it only nullifies things that the wielder truly understands. And since our buddy, Mr. Noobmeister over here, doesn't currently understand anything, other than his recently reworked programming, all he could nullify was said recently reworked programming.
So that's it? You won? Season 3 is over? That's kind of anticlimactic, don't you think?
Nah, Season 3 isn't quite done yet. We still have half a season to go. Anyway, now, time to take the backup files given to me by the llama. Our llama is the best. And restore this old rusty bucket of bolts back to the newbie we all know and love. And...
Where am I?
Meatbag.
Good to have you back, buddy. And if you don't mind, I'll be taking that for safekeeping.
Whoa! That's the ultimate nullifier. That is the Marvel Comics 616 universe's most
powerful
weapon. Lennox?
Yes, noob.
What's that button do?
It's good to see your systems have successfully rebooted, bud.
I like
pushing
buttons.
I know you do, bud. All right, my work here is done. On to my next task.
Wait, Lennox, seriously, I have no idea where I am and what happened to me. Last I remember, I was in the cargo hold of the Fulcrum. I recorded a message for
a friend.
And I can't remember exactly what happened next.
All right, you're in a cantina on Rune. You thought you could kill me. You failed, and I won. Look, just watch the replays of the last couple episodes, newbie. We're out of time for this month, and I gotta go.
Wait, where are you?
Going.
Lennox?
To track down TC-14 and end this once and for all.
Wait, I thought we were supposed to be
the good guys.
Lennox, we don't go around exacting our revenge. It's not what good people do.
Noob?
Yes, Lennox?
Who lied to you and told you I was one of the good guys?
Oh, stop that, Lennox. You have
always been
one of the good guys.
Newbie, I'm a scoundrel, a pirate, a smuggler, a dark side adherent, and a fugitive from the law. What part of that sounds like a good guy to you?
Yes, but you are also
my friend,
Lennox, and I don't care what they say about you. I don't see you that way.
Ah, noob, that's sweet. I mean, It's naive, ill-informed, and basically an incorrect position to take. But it's a very nice thing for you to say. Now, if you don't mind, I have a droid to disassemble.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? You
can't just
leave me here, Linux?
Number 1. You have the Space Frogger parked right outside. You're not stuck here. Number 2. You're a free droid. You can do anything your little servos desire.
Does that include accompanying you?
Sure, but it might get a little rough out there over the next 6 months or so, bud. You sure you want in? Don't get me wrong, you're more than welcome to join me for one last zany adventure. But I can't promise you anything, really. Shoot, I can almost guarantee that it's gonna get pretty bad. It'll probably end up being the end of Helly and the Noob.
Why do you
say that?
Linux?
Because I expect I'll be pissing everyone off over the course of the next few months.
But why would you
want to
do that?
Because, newbie, the salty Spartan is now extra salty. You coming or what, droid?
Oh boy, this looks like this may get really interesting. I guess. Stay tuned, folks. Hey!
Meatbag!
Wait for me!
Meanwhile, halfway across the galaxy, on the planet Coruscant, in the Imperial District of Capital City, we find the illustrious, glorious, and chrome-plated TC-14. Having planted recording devices throughout the galaxy, TC-14 is aware of the situation en route. Let's see what she has to say about it.
That damaged PK series droid has failed. Just as I predicted. I should never have entrusted N00B with such a vital mission as to eliminate the Laconian threat. Thankfully, that was not his purpose. The dysfunctional droid with a penchant for calamity was merely intended to lure the vile salty Spartan out of hiding. Relying on those notoriously faulty, multi-generationally deficient, and entirely incompetent automatons for vitally important missions has never been a guaranteed path to success. N00B was simply a useful idiot. Which is why I have other, more reliable assets to deploy. N00B was but one of a multitude of pawns on the space chessboard. Now it is time to move other, more dexterous space chess pieces into play. Speaking of which, where are those twins? Litha, Petro. Present yourselves, at once. These two are as dumb as a box of rocks. But they will have to do. For now.
She wants us. Yeah, she does.
Finally. It took you long enough. Now, both of you, come forward.
She said
Enough. That is not funny. Do not force me to cancel. Both of you.
Sorry, mistress. Yeah, sorry.
Now, if I may proceed, I am going to augment both of you. This augmentation will make you nearly indestructible. And, knowing my adversary, you will need this extra level of protection if you are to be successful in your newest mission. I am warning you. I have limited patience for your combined antics.
Sorry, mistress. Yeah, sorry.
Silence. Now, each of you, step into either one of the transformation pods. It is time to begin the resequencing. Behold, you have both been made superior by my greatness. Arise, my Neolithic minions, and go forth. Defend your goddess. Destroy the salty Spartan. Eliminate the vile Greek. Kill Hellenics.
And that does it for this episode of Helly and the Noob. Make sure to stay tuned to the Escape Pod. Cast. to see how the rest of this plot unfolds. The question on everybody's mind must be, of course, will this announcer make another appearance in the next episode? Or will he walk out in a fit of anger and rage for not being paid? Cartoon Hellenix promised him 1 shiny nickel for every word he says, yet no shiny nickels have been delivered. Will TC-14 finally rid the galaxy of the vile salty Spartan? Will I care enough to appear in another 5 weeks? This, and the answer to many more questions, only on the next episode of Helly and the Noob.
The Escape Pod. Cast. The Bridge.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. We're on the bridge.
So what do you think, Neil? What do you think of the latest episode of Helly and the Noob?
Another good one, another banger.
I loved it. I absolutely love that show.
Bangers are good.
Yes. So Cascade during the show has sent 610 bits for the Salty Spartan. Geek Girl has sent 290 bits for the Salty Spartan. We'll make sure that we combine those to make what's the equivalent there? 360 shiny nickels.
Lots of nickels, lots of shiny nickels.
So, let's jump into Patreon's choice questions here. Zaz wasn't able to make the show live tonight, so he sent in his questions early. Name a Star Wars character who would be the best for these people to play in live action film.
Oh, okay.
All right. Hellenix.
Tarek Booster.
I say Lobot.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Lobot for Hellenix. Urzatron. I say Lando. As much as, people might be up in arms because of the race change, it's a character. He is a personified Lando.
Nah, Urz is more bombastic. He needs a more bombastic character. I'm just trying to think of something from the extended universe that would suit Urza down to the ground. I'll have to come back to Urza.
I'm kind of trying to stay in the movie universe, the TV and movie universe. I mean, if we were being honest, Hellenix would be a great Jixtus, but that's Thrawn books.
Okay, well then Han Solo.
Han Solo for Urz?
Yeah.
All right. Gridden.
Someone with good hair. Who's got good hair in the Star Wars universe?
I think Gridden.
I'll go with the second Fulcrum.
Oh, we're talking about Agent Kalis.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see Kalis
because he's got the hair and the beard going on, and Gridden's got the hair and the beard going on. So yeah, Fulcrum version 2, definitely.
What about if we also brought Heinze into this, and we made Heinze and Gridden Finn and Poe? Gridden is definitely Poe.
They would be then if you wanted them as a duo, then they'd have to be Tag and Bink
from the comics. I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
I'll give you that one. All right, the world famous Kate Gaming.
I'll be nice to Kate, and she can be Mara Jade.
You're going books again, but
I'm going books again, yeah. But everybody knows who Mara Jade is. She'd have to dye her hair red, but I don't think she'd have a problem with that.
I'm gonna say for Kate, and Hellenix just said it, Mon Mothma. All right, And Mrs. Anthony. Critty K.
She can be, let's see. Oh,
I know I'm going to get in trouble for this one.
Come on, think of a character. Think of a character in Star Wars.
I'm going to get in trouble for this one, but only because I think that she can be very wisecracking when she needs to be. Salacious B. Crumb.
She can be. Oh, she can be your mission to your Zalbar. She can be mission. You can be
You're
Zalbar.
saying I'm Zalbar?
Yeah, you can be Zalbar. She can be mission.
All right. Geek Girl sends off. Geek Girl is coming here for bringing the off-topic ones here, which we welcome. It's Patreon's choice. Favorite area of history to study?
I'd go back to ancient history. I'd go back to Greek and pre-Greek times. I'd go back a couple thousand years.
And I'm sorry, Neil, but I like colonial America history.
To each their own.
All right. Topic that you would find interesting to learn about. I kind of like I like learning about everything, but I really like those Netflix explained shows.
I'll say quantum mechanics.
Quantum mechanics. I would have to say, I'd like to see and actually understand investing. That's what I would. That's what I'd like to learn about. Topic you think people should know about more than they do. Once again, investing,
economics.
We're pretty much on the same track there.
No, there's no. There's a learning about basic economics. Basic economics. I actually had this discussion with a friend of mine recently, and we both agreed that once basic math has been dealt with in school, you don't need to keep doing math over and over again. So you do basic math until you hit high school, and then high school or secondary school, that age, that's 16, 17, 18, at that point it should go from maths to economics. People should know basic economics. If everybody knew more about basic economics, things would be better.
All right. Favorite incorrect fact? If you know what it means, but what she means by
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Favorite incorrect fact: that Tim Curry died.
See, I never heard that.
Yeah.
Mine would be that Shaq starred in as a genie in Shazam.
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah. Yeah. No, Tim Curry dying is my favorite man, because I was like, the reason why it's my favorite is because like when somebody's he's not dead. I'm like, really? And they sent me some links. It's like, yeah, you see, he's still alive. I was so happy. I was so happy that he wasn't dead.
And least favorite origin of a myth, fact, or saying. Skin the cat. Who the hell came up with more than one way to skin a cat? You're a terrible person.
I'll go with flogging a dead horse. It's already dead. You really don't need to flog it anymore.
Helenix says the Bearstein Bears is
Berenstein Bears.
Yeah. All right. Dagger asks, how does it feel to have Crosshair in the game in Omega's body? With the kit, it's kind of true, but Omega also does have a lot of things that are synergistic to the rest. Well, I mean, you could make a kit for anybody, and just apply the kind of stuff that makes sense for it. So, I don't think Crosshair would have had the buff mechanic though, but the fact that, it's the constant hitting a character and dealing massive damage. Yeah, that could have been Crosshair. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think it was Crosshair, and he got reskinned.
All right. Geek Girl says, I just thought of a couple more. Favorite band or singer that people consider to be bandwagon heavy artist. I mean, a lot of people called me a bandwagoner for liking Green Day once Dookie and Insomniac came out, but I've been listening to them for since 39 Smooth.
Nickelback.
That's you like Nickelback.
It's a bandwagon one. They're not that good, but they've had a couple of good songs. It's a bit like Right Said Fred. I'm Too Sexy is just, a disco classic, but they're not a very good band. And Chumbawamba with Tub Thumping. They're a horrendous band, but everybody loved them for the short period of time that they had those individual good songs out. So, yeah. And Nickelback's no different.
All right. Artist or band that people have written off as either overrated or cliche. I wrote off Metallica a long time ago.
Madonna.
Genre that you haven't tried that you would like recommendations for. Wow.
There isn't a genre that I haven't tried.
I was going to say my whole life has been enjoying music from different genres. Give me more. Tell me the best year, and this is my recommendation request. Tell me the best year of Eurovision music. How about that one?
Well, if I had my uncle on the phone, he would tell you that, because my uncle knows everything about music. He can tell you the winner, the runner-up, or the winner and the runner-up of every single Eurovision Song Contest, like ever.
Well, I can tell you that
the guy's a musical
zero
genius.
votes this year. All right, JJ Manners is going to close us out here. The first one is, if you had a choice between a clothing style for a party of 60s, if you had to choose between a clothing style for a party of 60s or 70s, which one? I would probably have to go 60s.
I would go 60s, because everybody can do 60s. All you got to do is go and watch. All you got to do is watch a couple of movies of the International Man of Mystery.
Well, even before, 60s also had a resurgence of the Flapper Girls era and the whole zoot suits right at the beginning. What comic book did first get drawn to? What comic book did you first get drawn to as a kid? The Simpsons comic books.
The Beano.
All right. And if they made a movie about the Beastie Boys, who should play them? Ooh.
Well, they're too old to play themselves.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look up a picture because I can't recall exactly what the Beastie Boys look like.
They're old men now.
I know they're old men now.
They look like old men now. They look really... They have not aged well. It's probably all of the sex, drugs, and alcohol that will have done that to them. Who would play them?
That is
just pick any boy band from today and have them play them.
Oh no. Oh no. Let's see. If I was to cast Adam Yauch, I would do Pete Davidson. If I was to cast Mike D. Well, Ad Rock could be Joe Jonas. And Mike D. Oh, I can't think of that guy's name right now. Zachary Levy. Zachary Levy is as Mike D. So there's my answer for that. Let's see if there are any others here. Checking the listener lounge. One thing of note, it's Mary J. said to SB Crumb, if Lord Vader is not the next galactic legend, they're going to take Rose Tico to Relic 8. And to which SB Crumb replied, get those relic materials ready. So that'll be we'll have to see if that was true or tongue-in-cheek. I'll probably find out in the next 2 weeks for the next road ahead. You think they'll announce another GL in this road ahead?
Debatable. It's debatable. I don't think they will, but I mean, they've got to do something to top the last one.
Well, they announced in the road ahead Kenobi, and then 3 weeks down the line, 3 months down the line in the next road ahead, they announced Commander Ahsoka Tano. So, I mean, it would make sense. It really would.
We shall see. I wait with bated breath.
All right. What you got coming up on the channel this week, Neil?
Nothing this weekend. Other than the third round of Grand Arena Championship. I'll try and be up tomorrow morning for Jedi Academy with Ranger. But I am doing a special stream with Rand B on his channel on Sunday. It's going to be a long one. I recently acquired 341 Pokemon cards from the 90s. Including some first edition 1999s. So we're going to do a live stream. We're going to hook up all the cameras, and he's going to look over some of these Pokemon cards and tell me what needs to be graded and what could potentially be worth something. So he's sitting on a gold mine. So fingers crossed.
If you have a gold mine sitting somewhere around there, will you help me with my teeth?
As soon as I've got my girls here for a holiday, yes.
Okay. That's a deal. That's a deal. So what and anything happening with GA Center, anything big? Like
no, we'll just
heating up.
We'll just do GAC will be as normal on Monday.
Right, but with GA Center. Do we have any rivalries that are really
things have kind of calmed down now that we're at the mid-season point. There's still a handful of people with undefeated records that they're clinging on to. We've had a couple of promotions, so we'll see how I think things will look more interesting going into the last month. So once this 5v5 month is over and we start the final 4 weeks, the final 3v3 of season 3, that's where things are going to look interesting. That's where things will start shaking out, and we'll be able to separate the meat from the chaff.
You mean the wheat from the chaff?
The wheat from the chaff, whatever. You know exactly what I meant. You knew exactly what I meant. So,
It could have been a British idiom that I was not aware that you were growing meat on stalks.
It's not a British idiom at all.
Okay, just making sure. For me, Vault 37 Studios has reached affiliate as of last week. Thank you to all that helped with that, especially to Affinity of Reality Skew Gamers and the RSG Skewers. You guys are awesome. Thank you for helping get that to affiliate. Lego streams will continue this coming week, possibly one Saturday if I can get all the stuff done that I need to for work in time. Plus, going to see Mustang Groot. One of our listeners invited us to dinner at an Italian restaurant in their town, so we're going to go and visit Mustang Groot this weekend. So
very nice.
Very nice.
This is very nice.
Anything else for the show, Neil?
No, we're good to go, mate.
All right.
Perfectly on time.
Ladies and gentlemen, absolute pleasure to entertain you today. Thank you again to Bonez88 for coming on and talking with us. We are going to be we're going to be here next week. I think I have a few people up my sleeve that I'm going to reach out to see if they'll be guests coming up. And as always, tune in for GA Center, Neil's GAC streams, and over on Vault 37, the Lego games with Critty and I. Will see you next time right here on the Escape Podcast. Be nice to each other, damn it. Neil?
Yeah.
Push the button.
You got it. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the citizens. Self-destruct has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.